morning everyone. My name is Rupanand and my topic is mass spectrometry. Without wasting your time, coming to the introduction. Mass spectrometry is an analytical technique that is used to identify the type and the amount of chemical present in the sample by measuring its mass to charge ratio versus its abundance. Abundance can be also called as intensity. In this technique, samples are converted into the positive ion, you can say cation, by electron bombardment. You can see here that electrons are bombarded on the samples and ions are converted. Ions are getting analyzed through this mass filter. There are some formulas that are used to calculate the ratio of M Q in relation with the radius. Coming to the principle, in this technique, electrons are bombarded on the sample and the samples get converted into cation. About the energy of about 70 electron volt, which is very high, is used, and the energy of about 10 to 12 electron volt are used for the ionization, and the rest of the energy are used in the fragmentation of that molecules. Along with the primary cation that can be called as the parental cation, other fragments are formed that are analyzed in the analyzing chamber using the magnets. You can see here the electrons are getting bombarded and the electrons along with another electron which are ejected from these molecules get out and this cation forms. Here are the instrumentation. You can see mass spectrometer. There are different chambers splitted through the slits. The chamber, first chamber is the sample pricing chamber, second chamber is the ionization chamber, third is the ion accelerating chamber, and the fourth is the magnetic chamber, which is also called as the mass analyzer, and then the detector, and then amplifier to amplify the signal, and then the recorder to make the graph. In this vaporization chamber, when samples are converted into the vapor, and then the samples are delivered into this ionization chamber. In ionization chamber, electron guns are here to produce electron beams. High energy of electron beams convert this sample into its cation along with some other fragments. And this chamber is the ion acceleration chamber, in which there are different electrodes arranged in such a manner that there are electric fields between the C and D in the direction from the C to D, by which cation can be accelerated. You can see here are the primary parent ion and along with fragmented molecules that are being accelerated in the acceleration chamber, and then these ions will get into the analyzing chamber, mass analyzer. The mass analyzer will deviate these types of the fragmented cation and the primary cation according to its mass to charge ratio, and the detector will detect its deviation, and the amplifier will amplify the signals, and the mass spectra will be generated. Now coming to the point, what is mass spectrum? Mass spectrum is basically the graph, the plot between the relative abundance. You can see here that is the intensity versus the mass to charge ratio on x-axis. You can see here there are different types of the cations: CO2 plus, Cu plus, oxygen, and carbon plus. You can see here that the charge is 1, so basically N by 1 is equal to the basically molecular weight. So the molecular weight of CO2 is 44, CO 28, oxygen 16, and carbon 12. These spectra are used for the elemental and to determine the elemental and isotopic signature of the sample, and to determine the mass of the particles and molecules, and to know about the chemical structure of the molecules and other components. Types of peak in this mass spectrum. First is N plus peak, which is also called as the molecular ion peak, and it is observed at the highest M to E value. It means the on-axis there will be the highest value, and that peak is called the M plus peak. Base peak, on Y-axis there will be highest value. It means the intensity will be highest. Then we can say that peak as a base peak. Base peak is taken as the reference peak whose intensity is taken as the 100%, and the another peak are analyzed according to the base peak. isotopic peak, different elements of the isotope, and some of the peaks are formed according to its molecular weights. Then the isotopic peak are those peaks that are formed at a gap of their molecular weight. For example, fluorine 35 and fluorine 37 occur in the nature in the ratio of 3:1. So the fluorine 35 molecules will be at the intensity of thrice, and the fluorine 37 will be at the intensity of 1/3 of that fluorine 35. Another example is bromine, which was asked in our question paper. Bromine 79 and bromine 81, that is the difference between it is 2 and it occur in the ratio of 1:1, so the intensity will be equal and the graph will be equal with a difference of 2 in m/z value. Coming to the another topic, which is metastable ion and metastable peak. Metastable ion are some ions are so short to live that it decomposes during its passage between the source and the collector. The ions resulting from the decomposition is called the metastable ion. And for example, M1 plus ion is the parent ion, which is converted into the another M2 plus ion along with a metastable ion. The weight of the metastable ion can be calculated by this formula. So basically the weight will be m/z ratio. M star is equal to M2 square upon M1. The characteristic of the metastable peak is that they do not occur at the integral value, so you will get always into the decimal. For example, calculating this 108 square upon 128, you are getting 94.8, and in this case you are getting 59.26. And the peaks are much broader. It means it will be diffuse, and the peak will be at relatively low intensity. Coming to the next topic, which is fragmentation. The dissociation of the unstable molecule is called the fragmentation. Each fragment will appear as a series of lines in the mass spectrum. You can see here are the lines. And fragmentation pattern are useful to define the molecular weight by the m/z ratio, and structural information of the molecules by fragmentation. If some compounds is getting fragmented, then there will be different peak according to it. You can see here are the example of the ethanol. Ethanol is getting converted into the different fragments. For example, CS3, C2H3 plus, CH2OH plus, and different types of other fragments. Here are the weak peak, base peak, because the intensity of this peak is very high, and base peak is the peak of CH2OH plus, and the parent ion peak, which will be formed after ejecting one electron from this ethanol. So C2, so this is the molecular ion peak CH3 CH2OH plus. Coming to the another topic, which is factor affecting fragmentation. There are several factors. First one is thermal decomposition. Thermolabial compound, that means those compounds which can be easily decomposed after getting heat. Thermolabial compound can undergo the thermal decomposition in the ion source much before the ionization. Before the ionization, it gets decomposed. Another factor is bombardment energy. If the bombardment energy will be high, it will produce more fragments. But when the bombardment energy will be less, it will produce less fragments, but more favorable for the mass spectroscopy. Now, third factor is the relative rate of competing fragment groups. Relative rate constant depends upon the two factors: excitation energy of the parent ion and the heat of formation of the products. If excitation energy will be high, the parent ion will persist, and if the heat of formation of the products will be very high, then the product will not form. Okay. The most important rule is nitrogen rule in this mass spectrometry topic. It is used for the identification of the molecular ion. In this rule, we can say that if our M to E ratio value is odd, the molecule has odd number of nitrogen, 1, 3, 5, and when the M by E value is even, molecule has even number of nitrogen or no nitrogen. Here are some examples: ammonia, hydrogen, TNT, and caffeine. Ammonia has 1 nitrogen, 2, 3, and 4. You can see here odd, even. So the MIE value is odd, and then even. Coming to the next topic, which is Mac-Lafferty rearrangement. Compound containing gamma hydrogen undergo Mac-Lafferty rearrangement. Normally, this rearrangement occurs in two-step process. That is composed of the compound composed of 1,4 hydrogen migrate to the carbonyl oxygen atom followed by the bond cleavage. Here you can see how the bond formation and bond cleavage is occurring, and this bond will form, this bond will cleave, and this bond will form into the double bond. So basically a alkene molecule will form and another ion will form. So this is our cation which will be analyzed by the mass spectrometer, and this cation can be of various depending upon the positive charge on which atom. Coming to the next topic, which is fragmentation of alkanes. In fragmentation of alkanes, most stable fragments are produced. Number of peaks will be high in branched alkane, and the intensity of M plus peak will be high in unbranched alkane. State chain show peak at a difference of 14 in mass to E ratio. It means that state chain will fragment into the different other components according to the homologous series by the difference of CS2. It means by the difference of 14 in M by E value. Here are the examples. Coming to the application of mass spectroscopy is used to determine the molecular weight, to determine the molecular formula, for the identification of the fragmentation pattern, and for knowing the isotopic abundance. Isotopic abundance will be measured by the intensity, and then identification of the cis and trans isomers, impurity detection, and the characterization of the polymer. In the identification of cis and trans isomers, the trans isomers will be more intense in compared to the cis isomers, because the trans isomer will be found in more abundance. Thank you.